The duo. The duo. The duo.
Boys, we got the fresh cut, looking like Boney Stark.
Man, hey. So Dane, this is episode 87, right, Dane? And before we get into like the famous 87s, Karina lit me up kind of when I walked through the door because I just got my haircut like an hour ago.
She didn't let you make it. She didn't let you make it.
She said, "Hey, check this out. Check this out." She said, "Oh, you look like the dude from the show you're watching." I said, "Who?" I was like, "Oh, Stringer Bell." She said, "She said I look like Stringer Bell, bro, because I cut it off down here."
In favor.
I was like, "Well, Idris Elba is a good looking man." So, but then I gotta
turn around and said, "Thank you."
Yeah, so now I gotta do my Stringer Bell impression. You know, he got the glasses low, like
famous gift when he was looking at dude and backed up away from him.
Now you know the game is the game. You know them corners ain't what they used to be when you was out, Avon. That's how I see it. We can't sit on the corners like we used to, right? We gotta be smarter.
Be smart.
You know, we rack up the bank. You know, the Doncos, they ain't gonna be messed by what we do down here, right? Everything is legit. Everything is legit.
All right, B. You could be. You could be.
Man,
I had no idea this dude was across the way from the pond. No freaking.
I don't know when I found that out, but I feel like that was like a shock to everybody about him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that just goes to show how great of an actor he is.
Yeah, even if he was a snake.
Yeah. It was so funny. You know, we've watched that series multiple times and I always kind of forget what happens. Like, you know, throughout the season, like, oh yeah, that does happen. So now I'm like midway through season 3. I'm trying to think what big just happened. Marlo is just really starting to make a name for himself. And hey, who's Marlo? Everybody trying to figure out who Marlo is. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. But yeah, this is
funny story about that though.
What's that?
When you even started watching, because I had the box set for season 1, and then I had the full season 1 through 5, the premium deal that they had literally just came out in 2009. And I sent you. We had over the break. I let you borrow season 1 because I think I got one of them for Christmas or something. I can't remember. But I let you borrow that one, and you got hooked. You was like, "Hey man, send me the rest." I was like, at the time when I was my freshman year, was living in a dorm, Jack Shack, and you had to go to the actual mail portable, and I had it, you know, not thinking anything of it. I had it just out in the little box set, and I, you know, pulled up to the mail lady. She's like, "Oh, she's sending away. You're receiving." I was like, "I'm sending away," and she was like, "Oh, you putting somebody on Stringer Bell?" And I was like. In my head, like, what do you know about the Wire? Not realizing just how impactful the series it was itself. So just, you know, knowing that other people were aware of it, like I was just on it, you know, from day one, which is not true at all. But just knowing the impact of it is just like, man, like it's
still to this day, man.
Footprint of that show is long lasting. Like it's incredible. So
yeah,
who you got for 87 though?
87, bro. Yeah, episode 87 of the duo. We have of course, Rob Gronkowski.
That was mine too.
Yes, Reggie Wayne, who is now the receivers coach for the Indianapolis Colts. Muhsin Muhammad, Dane, remember Muhsin Muhammad from the Panthers?
Dude, from the Panthers.
Yeah, Muhsin Muhammad, Keenan McCardell, Jordy Nelson, Travis Kelce, Dwight Clark. He wore 44 for most of his career, but Joe Horn.
Forgot about that too.
Ed McCaffrey, old Broncos receiver, Ricky Pearl.
Throw that in there.
Of course.
Lavernius
Coles.
And
Brent Selleck. Yeah, that's episode 87 of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. My name is
Chronicle now. My bad, G.
Yeah. You good.
My bad, G. My bad. You go ahead and finish a little intro with your
finish the intro. Episode 87 of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. Deonte was joined by my guy, my ace, my brother, Dane Beasley. Dane, how are you doing, my guy?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. So unlike the rest of the uncivilized world of teachers who, of course, no longer in school, some of us had to wake up today and go to work.
Oh man,
just kidding, just kidding. Shout out to all the teachers around there. We're in a very troubled, especially in the state of Texas, we're in a very troubled place and they're being asked yet again or implied that there's another set of responsibilities that should be put on them, and it's simply not the time nor the place should it be their responsibility to physically protect their classroom and in the way that it's been implied in the wonderful world of politics. But shout out to you and shout out to any of our other teachers in the workforce that are appreciated and are underappreciated. Hats off to them for the works that they put in and just the building. They're essentially the backbone of society because they arm and educate these youngsters to be who they're going to be.
And the next generation for sure.
Yeah. So shout out to you. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.
A lot of those, I told you this so many times, like one day when somebody, you old and crusty, somebody will run up to you like, Mr. Epps, is that you? Man, you're the reason why I became such and such and such. So, the impact you guys had.
And I already felt it. Like I had my last day of school today's Tuesday, right? So yeah, I had my last day of school Friday, and Thursday and Friday I got gifts from students that I didn't really know I had an effect on.
Like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, I was really like, they gave me this like
you thought you about to get jumped.
It had like, bro, well, I'm trying to be stern. I'm like, why are you in my class, man? Get the. And it's like, she's like, I'm giving you something. She's like, I'm giving you something. I'm like, oh, for me. And it was like a small towel set, a nose and ear hair trimmer. Like, I need that. I'm like, she's like, yeah, my mom helped me put it together. I was like, wow, thank you so much. So,
you thought it was gonna be her with a hand in the bag. I got something for you.
Yeah, a knuckle sandwich. But no, it was a great gift, and like you mentioned, man, it's always great to feel appreciated, especially now during these times when it's probably as dark as it's ever been in education, in politics, as far as everything with gun control and things of that nature. I think last episode, right after we recorded, everything happened down in South Texas, at Uvalde. So prayers to the family and friends of, the 19 students and 2 teachers' lives were lost. So it's tough, man. And especially like I'm finishing my 6th year now, and you always think about those situations because it's coming more and more normal. Unfortunately, we look up and see it almost every headline now. And so I'm very thankful to be in a position where I've been able to reach out to the youth that I can, and make a difference. And like I mentioned, being surprised by those that I've had an effect on in my short time as an educator. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. But yeah, man, it's a different time nowadays for sure. Definitely, we've only been out of high school, 10 plus years, but a lot has changed in that time.
Short period of time. It's still a short period of time.
Yeah. Like, I feel like we were right on the cusp of like people had iPhone. Like I remember Mike Hammond was like the first,
like the first person I knew that had the big first bulky, funky,
yes,
like first.
Yeah, exactly. Look just like that. Dane's holding up a rechargeable battery pack thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, we graduated in 2009 high school, and like one of our close friends, our senior year was the only person I ever had saw with an iPhone. And now it's like, technology runs, the world. My little 7-year-old nephew has an iPhone of his own, which I can't even imagine at that age operating that thing. But he navigates as all the kids nowadays are. Their own TikTok page, YouTube page. It's crazy.
Biggest shock, the one that I did not see coming, was BlackBerry getting replaced the way that it did in the business world.
Oh my God!
Everywhere you look, somebody had between NFL agents
and the sidekick too.
The sidekick too.
You had that sidekick, didn't you?
Boy, I thought it was clean. Never had nobody calling and texting just out in public. Man, close it back.
Texting signatures.
Make eye contact with anybody just a flex.
Yeah,
such a loser, man.
What a time, bro.
T9 texting that I never learned how to do.
T9 was lit, bro. It took me a while to figure out how to do it. Now they have like swipe. You can have swipe texting on your iPhone now, which I mean, I don't think anybody does that. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, man. But yeah, episode 87. Dane and I usually have like a set of topics that we go off of notes, shared notes. But honestly, we're freestyling it today. We both decided, like, man, let's freestyle and kind of figure out what we're going to talk about. So we have no idea how long this episode will go, what we'll talk about in this episode, but it should be fun, man. It should be fun. Like I had mentioned earlier, I've been watching The Wire. Dane, any shows that you've gone back to or anything that you're like glued to at the moment? Are you and Nisi watching anything?
So to answer that question, both of those questions. The first show being Better Call Saul, which is a spinoff of Breaking Bad. One of the best shows outside of The Wire. Both of those shows are my top 5 shows of all time. Unfortunately, both have elements of drug dealing and make a lot of money, but here we are. But The Wire, obviously, when you told me about it, I kept running. Like the moment you told me that you were watching it, I kept seeing clips and GIFs like on my timeline. I was like, man, that's probably the next thing.
Well, and not to cut you off, but that's what I was trying to tell Karina. I'm like, all the GIFs and quotes and pictures that you see on social media is from like 85, not 85. I was exaggerating, but
70% stems from The Wire.
Yeah.
Number one.
We know what the number one.
We turned in the mail shop when they found out the old girl was a cop. Spoiler, by the way, spoiler.
Yeah.
When they found out the old girl that they shot at was a cop. He was like,
Detective Griggs. Yeah. Yeah. Kima. He was like, oh, yeah.
I thought it was one of Orlando's girls.
Yeah.
They lit that fool up. He was in the passenger seat like,
man, bro. I mean, it's so because I don't know if there's ever been a documentary about The Wire, like the filming of it, but like the people that they play, I want to say I remember them saying way back that they got actors, like of course from the top billing actors, but most of the people were from Baltimore, like citizens of the city. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that they got to play these roles, and I feel like it feels like they're from this. Like most of the times you watch shows that you could tell like it's kind of too dramatic, but like some of these actors felt like they were actually part of the culture, actually part of the city, and they brought them for these certain small roles or whatever. And like you think they're actually a part of like this person is actually from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I cut you off about the shows you were watching.
Oh, good, man. You look. I would have did the same, respectfully. So, Better Call Saul, which is a spinoff of Breaking Bad. It's been really good. It is at right now this mid-season finale, so they're going to reconvene in July the 11th or whatever. Messed up. It's like they stabbed me and then twisted that bun. We finally got around to watching Scream. I
hadn't seen the remake.
That was the Scream 1, the original. Obviously, that's the blueprint of good scary movie, like a legit scary movie. That was the last time that I've ever been scared of a scary movie. Was Scream 1, 2, 3, maybe The Conjuring 2 or 1, whichever one. That was legit. So we watched that. I guess it's not a remake, but it's they're gonna have a sixth one this time next year. It'll be released, but it was really good. Definitely get the wife to watch it if you can. But more importantly, we started watching Stranger Things again, and man,
yeah, season 4 is out now. I'm hearing things. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hearing that it's been brought to another level, so to speak.
They picked it up. Like no more of the glitters and glam and kid stuff. I mean, the kid stuff, the kid element's still there. The coming of age,
right?
/ mystery type stuff. It's still there, but they definitely turned that notch up a little bit. So that's where we're right now, G. But it's it's solid. That's all I'm gonna say at this point. Only 2 episodes in, but it's solid.
Yeah, those some good shows, man. One show that is premiering right now as we're speaking, and I think Dane and I, we talked about it last episode or episode before that, is the 30 for 30, the greatest mixtape ever. Did you see the clips for that, Dane?
Yeah, I've seen a few, man. I tried not to watch too many of them because I didn't want to be like exposed to what could potentially be on there. But
so I have, of course, Derwin worked on that. We had Derwin on. He was the same one that worked on the Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And one of my friends, I don't know if you remember Katie Norman, Dane. Her boyfriend worked on this one as well. This mixtape, it's called the Greatest Mixtape, I think. I got it right here in front of me. It is called The Greatest Mixtape Ever. Right. So yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can reach out to him to see if he can come on and talk about that. I think that'd be pretty cool to have him on. But yeah, that is going on right now.
Can't wait. So that's narrated by Jadakiss, right?
Is it?
I want to say. I hope I'm not making that up.
See, I've only watched clips on Twitter. I haven't really listened to the dialogue of it.
I saw the one trailer and I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch anything else.
Right.
I don't want to,
spoil myself.
Exactly.
Spoil myself. What else I was going to say? Oh, in the sports part of the world, I think the last time we talked, the Mavericks were still fighting for their dear life. They're out of it. We have our final set between the Celtics and the Warriors. I initially, Dane, I had tweeted that it could be. I think I tweeted something about being a gentleman's sweep.
Some bull.
A 5 game. I got the Warriors in 5, but I may be seeing this wrong. I think it could possibly be closer than that. Just because Jason Tatum is proved to be pretty. That guy, should I say? First game is Thursday in San Francisco, home for Golden State Warriors. What do you think about this final series we got, bro?
Still sticking with my prediction from a few months ago. The Warriors. They're not the Warriors of old we were accustomed to, but there isn't going to be anyone capable of stopping them. I think the best chance for them to lose is for them to shoot themselves out of games, which we don't see them do that consecutive games in a row. So the money's on the Warriors, unfortunately. I'd like to see some new blood in there, but the Laker and me can't go out here rooting for the green. Can't be out there rooting for the green like that. So we're going to see a damn good matchup. Shout out to Nia Long's partner for his first year head coach, leading his team to the finals, which is amazing. But yeah, shout out. We got a glimpse of her on the timeline. She was super excited and happy and stuff. So I was like, man.
Yeah. I think the Warriors is the not safe, but I mean, you go with the veterans, right? The guys that have won multiple championships, the guys that have the home court advantage, the guys that have, proven throughout this playoffs who they've been, minus last year and the year before that, where they were injury riddled and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. With Clay out and, Steph was out for a while. But now the guys are like, they had a full healthy season where it seems like now, these early playoffs, they've gotten back to who we've seen, these past 7-8 years of Golden State, right?
Right.
You got on the other side, Jason Tatum and, that series with the Heat. I don't know how much you got to watch of it, Dane, but it was such a weird 90s like series. It wasn't really a high scoring,
game,
affair. Boston and Miami are both two well defensive played teams.
Mm-hmm.
And on both sides, you saw a lot of ugly basketball. And when I mean that, it's just like a lot of flopping, a lot of turnovers, right? A lot of sloppy play. And a lot of times Boston let Miami back into the game. They have like 15, 16, 20-point leads. And, Miami will make a few runs and get back in it. I think that's just the
game.
The game is the game. I think it's just partly, I mean, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, those guys, they aren't new to the playoffs. Like they've been in the playoffs year in and year out,
young.
Right. Went against LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago, right? They've been in these moments, but not the finals moments, but they're battle tested, should I say. So It'll be I initially said Warriors in 5. I'm gonna go Warriors in 6 now, but I think each game, there's been a problem so far in the playoffs with a lot of blowouts. I don't think we'll see many blowouts this game. I think Boston,
They'll keep it close. Let me put my foil do-rag on. I think the officials will keep it close because they want to milk this thing. Because after what they want is elimination games because they know people will tune in. You'll have more eyes glued to the TVs, more butts in the seats. That's just the reality of it. So unfortunately, I would hate to say 7 games because I just don't see the Warriors dragging it out like that. But I'd be flirting with team between either 5 and 6.
Yeah,
I'll be able to tell after game 2. After game 2, I'll let you know. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a little bit different than what I anticipated. But if I had to give a very, very, very educated guess, probably 5 or 6 games. Warriors.
Yeah. I think.
Shout out to Bo one time.
I was just about to say Bo is gonna. Whenever he hears this episode, he's gonna be happy to hear that one. There wasn't much trash talk between he and I, obviously.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. Every time we got on the mic, I was like, no tension here?
Yeah. Well, we would text. I think we just texted more. After game 1, he messaged me on Facebook and he was saying, doing this trash talk. And, I had to hold it down. I was like, man, it was, game 1 hot takes. We're going to bounce back. Then we won. After game 3, when they went up 3, I was like, all right, bro, it was done. Even when we won game 4, I didn't say nothing because I knew it was still, an uphill battle at that point, so. But, I'm happy for Klay Thompson, like, bouncing back from those injuries, man, where it look, you go from I can't remember which one was first, either the Achilles or the ACL, but those injuries back to back, what I'm saying? That's tough. Like, and for a player like him where, he's at the top of his game, one of the best shooters in the league, to be able to come back from that and play at that level that he was at before is incredible. Of course, Steph Curry is Steph Curry, right? He's who he is, right? He's going to make those shots.
Is him.
Yeah, he is him. And we know he's always going to be up to the task as far as, being the best player on the team. Draymond is the glue. I mean, it's not hard to say, as much as people hate, who he may be, with the talking and stuff, but that's just who Draymond is. That's how he plays. That's his style, right? That's what gets him going. And, he's the defensive presence, the leader of that team that
the IQ.
They need, right? And then they've got guys stepping up like Jordan Poole. Andrew Wiggins is playing out of his mind and is playing the best basketball of his career at the best possible time. Yeah.
I got to ask you, what was that feeling like in the middle of your stomach when homie hit?
Oh, my God. Can we talk about that, dog? Luka got baptized, man. Everybody say blessed. Blessed. He got blessed, bro.
It's tough, man. I mean, it's not a bad situation.
Don't sugarcoat it, Dane. The timeline went wild. And you're a fan and your team, like something like that happened in your squad. I just go with it. I'm like, I say, damn, I'm like, damn, Luka got baptized. I think I tweeted something like that. Like,
yeah, you got to get ahead of situations like that.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're going to become a target.
Yeah.
You're going to be a target in the group chat. You're going to be a target when you see your homies in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want that to happen because then you look like a bad sport.
Right.
Wants that. So just get in front of it.
Yeah, you got to get in front of it, man.
Blend in.
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins is playing incredible right now. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you can just see it when you watch his game. Like, he was probably the best player in that series and Steph got the MVP. Well, yes, they're doing Western and Eastern Conference MVPs now, first year. Steph was the MVP, but Andrew Wiggins played incredible, having to guard Luka on one end and then making those types of plays on the offensive end is, a feat in its own. So, I have no quarrels with the Golden State Warriors. Those guys are who they are, man. Yeah, no smoke with the Warriors. Shout out to Bo. Looks like you guys. I mean, it's gonna be a good series. I'm predicting the Warriors, but it won't be. It'll be some tough games. They may come in on the the top end of it, pause, but they are going to be close ones, I predict. So, game 1 tips off Thursday night in San Francisco on ABC. Dane, going back to the movie, or excuse me, the shows we were watching, The Boys premieres this Friday. And so I need to go back and rewatch seasons 1 and 2. We briefly mentioned it last week when we had Keith on.
Yes. Myself, Justin, and Bo, we were talking. Shout out to Justin. We were talking about The Boys, and Bo was like, "Man, I seen this trailer for this show." And he was eating something. He's like, I seen this trailer for this show. And man, these superheroes, it's like the Avengers, man. They was bad, man. And I was like,
the boys. Oh, like the Eddie Murphy stand up. He's like, you must have just seen Rocky.
But I'm Italian. So yeah, we was like, yeah, Bo. I mean, if you were listening to the podcast, you would know that we talked about this some time ago. He's like, nah, man, nothing like that. Like, nah,
yeah.
I said, but yeah, you need to go ahead and watch season 1 and season 2. He's like, what's that on Netflix? And I was like, no. Nope. It's on Amazon Prime. So you got to bum off somebody's account or, find you a streaming service is gonna have it. But yeah, we'll have to check in with Bo sometime and see if he's started yet. But I think he'll like it. I think he'll like it. Because Tots was talking about it in the background too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's premiering this Friday. There was another show that we were talking about.
Dang. Huh? Bro, it is Friday. Today's the 31st.
Yep. June. It's not. Time is not stopping at all. That premieres next week. We got Miss Marvel for Disney Plus. Marvel.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. The shows aren't stopping, my guy. Shows aren't stopping.
When is Thor coming out again?
Thor is July 8th.
Okay. I skipped the trailer because I didn't want to see anything else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear anything?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to see the villain, huh?
I know that Christian Bale, but I didn't want to see the cosmetic or the visual effects.
Oh,
like to see it. Like I didn't want to see.
Oh, okay.
It was already.
Ooh, you go. Yeah, he looks.
Somebody's tweeting memes about Voldemort and stuff. I'm like, oh damn, because I already know from a foundational knowledge what the God Butcher looks like.
Even with that, I think he still looked like he finna. I think I tweeted he finna put up some numbers.
He about to pull up a triple double.
Yeah, he about to put up. I ain't gonna say Thanos but hey,
he's a God Butcher now.
Yeah, you said it. Hey, he looked like he bought that business. So I think somebody, I don't know what character, but somebody gonna be in trouble.
Somebody gonna get got is what you're saying.
Somebody ain't coming at that clean. You know what he ain't coming at that.
Somebody about to get touched.
Yeah. Somebody blessed. That's what's about to happen to somebody in that movie. That is going to happen. Dane, okay. This next topic, bro. I know when I say it, you're gonna huff and puff. I know what you feel about this particular product, but I feel like we have to discuss it because
about Crocs, the shoes.
No, Madden.
Man.
Okay.
With all due respect to the late John Madden, the question I'm assuming you're going to ask me is about who's going to be on the cover.
Yeah. Did you see my tweet?
No. My timeline, when you don't hop on Twitter for a long time, when you don't hop on Twitter for a long time, I wouldn't say a long time. I'd say like a few days because I had to hop off of there because I just kept the more details about that shooting and just like, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But when I got back on there, like, it was only like 48 hours. When I got back on there, like after 48 hours, my timeline was all messed up. I couldn't see nothing in order. So anytime I see your tweets, it'd be like 5 hours after. I was like, man,
I know.
I hate this.
I just tweeted this right before we recorded, but
go away.
They're revealing the cover athlete tomorrow, or cover. I won't say athlete. My prediction, I put a GIF. I think that's the only way to go in this. I mean, he was on the cover. Obviously before they started putting athletes, but I think there was a special edition that they put him on the cover. I can't remember which year.
Yeah, that was when they first. When they first had
the Hall of Fame editions.
Yeah, because then you could play as that was the first year you got to play as, I think, the owner, head coach, player. Like that was the first time they had that in franchise mode. Because before it was only like you could only coach. That'd be dope. Get the bus in the background. You know what I'm saying, with him, boom.
Yeah, even I think the EA Sports Madden account had tweeted. Let me see. Yeah, they put their caption was behind every boom. Hashtag Madden 23 cover real tomorrow at 9 a.m. That's definitely mean it's gonna be Madden.
Still ain't buying it, but I'll support it. You stream it, I'll watch it, but I don't have any faith in the product itself. The product. Yeah. I don't have any faith in the product.
Yep. And you know how excited we were about the college football product. And, depending on, there was a tweet about a listing they're hiring. Did you see that about they're hiring like 350 not developers, but employees, which some are going to go towards that new college football game, which you probably should get. I don't know if they even put any information about it. We're still a year plus out from that. But I watched a video talking about the licensing part of it, that part of it should be done soon, to where players can actually have their names in the game for the college football game next year, which is something they hadn't, with NIL, of course, rolling out was something that was first brought up, but it hasn't been official as far as licensing the players to be used. So that's supposed to be announced at some point soon, because without that, we'll still have a game with generic player names.
Quarterback number 3.
Yeah. And, so that's something to look forward to. Of course, Madden will talk about that cover reveal next week. Most likely it'll be John Madden. What else we got? There was another. The Fox booth, Dane. Since Joe Buck and Troy Aikman left for ESPN Monday Night Football, there is a vacancy for the number 1 broadcast booth that was just filled today. Of course, you have Kevin Burkhardt that stepped up from their second team to the first, and now it's announced that former Pro Bowl tight end Greg Olsen will step up and fill that seat besides Kevin Burkhardt, replacing Troy Aikman and what's his name? Joe Buck.
The most commentator of all time.
Yeah, and I know I think I've mentioned this on an episode.
Disgusting act.
Before.
What's that? I listened to a broadcast with Greg on it last year, and I think participating in combine coverage, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they'll be solid with Olsen, man. I think they'll be solid with Olsen.
There is. Let me try to find it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, and you have to pick one of these teams. Okay. So since Greg Olsen is now with Fox, their number 1 team with Kevin Burkhardt. These are your 2022 NFL lead broadcast booths.
Okay, and I have to pick one team out of the
right.
Okay,
tough. Right. So ESPN got Joe Buck, Troy Aikman coming from Fox. Fox, like I just mentioned, Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olsen. CBS, Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. NBC, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth. Or Amazon, which is now doing Thursday Night Football, has Al Michaels coming over from NBC, and Kirk Herbstreit, who will continue to do the college game day and college football role he has. So those are your 5 teams.
No, Kirk is last. Kirk is dead ass last. Okay. First, I'll probably have to go with Troy and Joe, just because Troy's going to keep it 100. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's going to keep it 100. A lot of Cowboys fans, and of course I got to go back to the Cowboys fan, because being a Fox Network, or formerly being a Fox Network associate, that's most of the games that were called in this area were Fox games. So, or a lot of the games called growing up, as well as when I moved up to here to Dallas, were Fox games. But always critical of the Cowboys, always keeping it real about the Cowboys and just the players themselves. I can admire that from the standpoint of somebody's got to keep the pressure, keep their foot on Jerry Jones's neck, because obviously he's not embarrassed by the product that or lack thereof, the product that he's put on for display. Second, that's tough. Second, I'll go with Greg and Burkhardt, just because new blood. Third, I'll go with Tony and
Tony and Jim, Mike and Chris with NBC.
When they first started out, it was kind of like, ooh, I don't know. I'll just go top two. I'll do top two and the bottom one.
Yeah. I got the same top one for me. Same with you, Joe Buck, Troy. Man, even their chemistry. I mean, I think they had mentioned how they had been working together 20 plus years, and it didn't even feel like I don't know if it was 20, but it was near 20 plus years together in the booth.
Like as soon as he retired,
it's crazy.
But Troy is such. I mean, Troy is already such a cerebral person. He's always prepared. So it's just
like you had mentioned. He doesn't sugarcoat it. I like Tony's excitement of the game, whether you know.
Sometimes, you're wrong. This is not a small play. That's a small play.
I know, and he took the broadcast, by like the way he started doing it and predicting it. That's kind of something new, and his excitement for the game, like. Obviously, nobody expected him to do as well as he.
Case is on the case.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody expected him to be doing as well as he has. Just jumping straight from football into the booth.
Gotta be good at something.
Yeah,
football.
And then out of these other teams, Mike has called his fair share of games. He hasn't. I don't think he's ever done like a full season. I don't really have any gripes with him. Chris Collinsworth, now here's a guy.
Ball.
I think I would go ESPN, Joe and Troy 1, CBS 2.
Okay.
I go NBC 3rd. Al Michaels is a legend though, bro. Kirk breezed him down that bad all the way to 5th. Just because of that incident, not incident, that one, about the players getting paid.
Yeah, he's a clown, man. Straight bozo action.
He can call a game though, right?
He can call a game. I ain't gonna cap, but it's more so just my personal vendetta about the way he could see. They're not they're not like you and me back then. They're like,
yeah. That gives it off as a certain kind of way for sure.
Yeah, because they were up there. This would have been right in the middle of the season. This would have been, I think they were on the field for a Michigan game. Maybe it might have been one of the Michigan games, but it was him, Desmond Howard, and a few.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was like super awkward because the new guys were clearly like, "Nah, we ain't on this shit, y'all." Like I think Reggie might have been there too. Maybe I can't remember. It's either Reggie or Brady Quinn was there up there chilling. They were talking shit, and they were just having a good old time talking about things aren't what they used to be. And back in the day when there was integrity, it's like, no. There were bag men back in y'all's day too. It just looks a little bit different now. But anyway, he's still at the bottom of me. He's the bottom at the trash list. So no disrespect. He can't play. He's a bona fide.
He can't play. Yeah, man. What I was about to say. Yeah, bro. Anything else you got before we get out of this thing, man? One thing I did want to say.
What's that, Deonte?
Jeff Gladney, man. That is sad. Jeff Gladney, Arizona Cardinals cornerback, former Minnesota Vikings corner, killed in a car accident in Dallas early Monday morning. And
sucks, bro.
Too gone too soon, bro. It's another one of those situations where I always say, like, keep your people close. Tell them people, like, goes back to everything we're talking about with the school shootings and stuff. Tell the people close to you love them, man. It's crazy and chaotic, man. I don't even know what else to say.
I think the crazy thing, the concept is like you're here one moment and it's like half a second you're no longer here. Like that's how, especially with car accidents, like them things happen so quick. Like it's it's a tough situation all the way around.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Prayers to Jeff Gladney and his family, man. But episode 87 of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. Remember, you can listen to us and rate us on Apple and Spotify, on YouTube. Like and subscribe. What else do YouTubers say, Dane?
Hey, man, make sure you join the night again. Click that like and subscribe button so you get all the exclusive content, man. And, of course, this is where they go on to give you a 25-minute video. And whatever you typed in the little search bar, they didn't tell you none of that information to the last 5 seconds of the video. Complete waste of my time. Complete waste of my time. Especially you YouTubers out there that, you know, give the little FAQs and the video breakdowns and game tutorials. Like, you clowns are ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Or my new favorite now is the folks that do the little computer reviews or tech.
Oh yeah.
That those dudes are solid. They don't treat you like these random content, creators that I'm not gonna hold you, but 25 minutes later just rambling and talking about nothing, and 5 seconds hit you with this is what you came here for.
Mm-hmm. They be getting you, man.
Oh, and it's stolen content. It ain't original, it's stolen content.
So, we don't get it. We
ain't gonna do that to you here.
Yeah, we give you the content first, and then we give you all the links and tell you what to do after, man. Yeah, we're gracious like that.
Yeah, man.
Gracious.
Yeah, that's how we do, man.
Episode 87 of the Duo, man. I'm Dane. I'm not Dane.
No, bro, you Tony Stark, bro.
I try to. No, I'm
Stringer Bell.
I'm Stringer Bell. Just want to let y'all know, the game is the game. We ain't out here no more like we used to be. Subscribe to the podcast if you like it, send it, share it with the people that you know. And that's all I'm saying, man. It ain't like it used to be.
This guy. No, the funny thing, one of the funniest parts about that, we talked about it briefly, and I'll let you go. They were in that little co-op meeting, and
I just got back to that part. The guy watched it again.
Notes. He's like, you taking notes of the criminal drug conspiracy? He's like, yeah, man, like, go by Roberts. He said, Robert's Rules of Orders. And he was like, man, he crumpled up the paper.
He said, I got to take the notes or take the minutes. Y'all please go watch The Wire if you haven't.
Watch The Wire. It's so stupid. Like, little stuff like that, man. That and they're moving that desk in the I think it's the first or the second season.
Yeah. He was like,
they were the idea was they were moving furniture and they weren't on the same page. Somebody was supposed to be pushing it and the other person was supposed to be pulling it. Those fools were both pushing it. So it's like
both ends. Yeah.
So you trying to get it out or get it in? You're trying to get it in. Oh.
And it had nothing to do with the episode. It's like a little right before the opening credits. I like that.
Just the creativity, like it's normal stuff that goes down to capture that is like it's genius. I mean, think about it. But anywho,
yeah, we're gonna get out of here, man. Episode 87 of the Duo. We out.